Howdy, I'm Azrael Cooper, and this is Project Wonder, which is my game for the C# module. I'll be showcasing what's in the project currently, what I want to rework or work on, and what I want to make in the future. So to begin, we actually need to drag in the main scene to our hierarchy. This contains our player, the game manager, which has quite a few scripts on it, the canvas, which handles our UI, and the event system, which is linked to the canvas. For this project, we are also using the new Unity input system, which has a few action maps that just take care of movement, interaction, debugging, and the UI. So this is the hub world. As you can see, there's a scrolling background. We have some bloom effects using post-processing. There are 2 buttons on screen, which we'll explain in a minute. The character is fully animated in 4 directions. And when moving diagonally, it prefers the left and right movements. The level itself is quite simple. It's just a basic tile map with a few rock textures and 5 doors, except door number 5 isn't used in the game. Before moving on to other levels in this game, which are called worlds, there are a few things we can do in the hub world. The first being the debug menu in the top left. By clicking it, you can open a submenu. This is used for debugging. I can teleport to anywhere, set my position to 0, and clear and add items to the item list, which we'll get to later. The pause menu can be clicked in the top right or by pressing P on the keyboard. This opens a submenu with a different background that appears over the top. You can see it here in the editor. The pause menu has 4 buttons. Resume, that continues the game. Options, that currently does nothing. Quit, which will quit the application. And items, which will open the items menu, which we'll get to later. So in this game, there are multiple worlds you can go to. To start with, we'll go to Ruins World, which is this door here. To enter doors, we simply walk up to the door, and an indicator will appear, and by pressing E, or the button indicated above, which will change in the future, we can go to the level. One thing you may notice is the transition effect, which I'll show you one more time. And our position is also set below the door. Each world has a unique tile map and a unique colour palette. There isn't too much in this map, apart from a tile map with collidable walls, and also a warpy castle that just has an animation transform on it. The next world we can look at is Clock World. Entering Clock World, we can see that the background is actually a rotating object rather than an offset background. This is very similar to how we do it in the pause menu. This map currently doesn't have too much in it, but in the future, these clocks will tell the real time of your computer. There'll be a massive clock hand down here to transfer between these 2 parts of the level. Eventually, there will be another door here to another world. And this level will feature 2 NPCs located on the left and the right. The last place to show is Town World, which features a 16 by 16 tile map rather than a 32 by 32 tile map. In the future, your player will turn into a 16 by 16 sprite that will match the colour palette, and there will also be a tile-based movement. This is to replicate old video games inspired by the Game Boy. There's currently one other thing to do in Town World, which is go to Shroom World, which is this door here. Currently, Shroom World doesn't have any music, and it's currently just a sprite with tiles spread around. One thing I attempted to do in this level is have a looping level, but as you can see, you just teleport and it doesn't look that great. There is also our first item. Eventually you'll be able to pick this up with E, but currently we just walk into it. By collecting the item, we can now go to pause and the items menu, and we can select our mushroom item. As you can see, the player's animation is changed, and there's also a sparkle effect when changing effects. The animation is fully animated and replaces the old animations. You can see at the bottom where the debug bar is. If we hit Q, the spore effect is activated, but currently does nothing. One other area in the game we can go to, but is currently not in the hub world. By going to debug, we can teleport to Glow World. As you can see, the bloom has been adjusted in the debug bar, and I've currently been testing layered objects. We can walk under this side, but this side is collidable. Currently, my future plans for this project is to add a title and options screen. I want to add many more items that you can find around the map. I want to finish making the map, which you can see an example here. Currently, these 4 hub worlds have been done, including Shroom World and Glowing Star World. I also plan to add many NPCs to the game that you can interact with and talk to. And of course, I want to add item abilities that do specific things when being used in different levels.